Hey, what it do with the business is?
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown if you're looking for me on social media.
Absolutely, I am Spike Lou on the same social sites. Holla at your boy. How you feeling out there?
Man, listen, it's been 90 degrees the last 3 or 4 days, nigga. This shit is rough. Reminding me why I don't go outside before 7.
I heard that on FSP too. When I was listening to them, shout out to the guys over there, man. They said pull up out the 7 weather for sure.
Yeah, ain't nobody got
Shout
time
out
for
to
that.
J.O. for that, man. It's gonna be a hot summer. That brings us to our topic, really professional there. We're gonna do a summer review, go over what's been out there, go over what's coming up, what we're excited about, some of our favorite stuff. Before we get to that, the quick hits. Foxy Brown announced a new book. Wack 100 is in the news again for his opinionated opinion. And Roddy Ricch, the baby, and Little Baby are proclaimed as the next big three. Do you agree with that? But first, Royce the 5'9" posted his top 5 verses of all time on IG. My question to you, Animal Brown, is it a good list? Or is it a good list and off the top of your head, what are your favorite 3 verses?
Yeah, he posted some stuff, man. Some shit I knew, some shit I didn't. All of them made sense for him though. He posts like some big pun shit. He posts like some M stuff, of course. But he had a solid list. But I love favorite verses talk. I love that. Off the top of my head, if I had to go 3, number 1, I'm gonna leave Jay out because we just did an episode about this in March. Make sure y'all go check that out. We did the March Madness bracket of the Sweet 16 Jay verses, so I'm gonna leave him off. But excluding Hove, I gotta go Crack Music, Kanye West first verse. Fucking phenomenal verse. How we stopped the Black Panthers. Ronald Reagan cooked up an answer. You hear that? What Gil Scott was hearing when our heroes and heroines got hooked on heroin? Woo! Nigga. That's probably one of my favorite, probably the favorite Kanye verse. Then I would go Biggie, Victory. Any night I perform like Mike, Tyson, Jordan, Jackson, Action, Packer. Like that verse is, to this day, nigga, is incredible. Like, and people jack that flow even now. So I got to go Biggie. And it wouldn't be my list if I didn't go something from the South, man. No Limit. I got to go Master P if I could change off the I'm About It soundtrack. I want to cry every time I hear that verse. So it's just that touching to me. Shout out to P. So that's 3 off of my head. This could change any day of the week depending on when you ask me, though.
That P verse is legendary, first and foremost. I can't pick against that. It actually was on my list. The P, if I could change, 100%. I think it was my first favorite Master P verse. The next one on my list would be White Man's World from Pac. The second verse from White Man's World. And then the last one on my list is Jeezy, The Real Is Back, the intro. I can't even quote it. Just go listen to it and put it on repeat. Do that. And then come back and let me know how fire that is. Top 3 intros of all time. Easy.
That's a reach. I was gonna let you live, but now you just had to reach. No, sir.
Go listen to that Real Is Back intro. Love that. Even the Real Is Back 2 intro. But those are my top 3 verses. Shout out to Royce though for putting this list out. Like you said, there's some Royce stuff on here. If we're gonna go look him's first verse on Queen Bitch, Andre 3000's Return of the G. I almost put that on my list, but I feel like that would have been cheating because he had it on his. Legendary verse.
He killed that. Aquemini.
That's one of those verses. Every time you listen to it, you say, "Man, damn, he ripped that." Yeah. Like every time I listen to that song, I say that about him.
I ain't gonna lie, I can't recite it though. But he's spitting though. Like it's not memorable, like in that way. He just rapping his ass off.
Some verses they going so hard that you can't even like. I just enjoy it every time, and that's one of those verses. Because you're right. You know it when you hear it, and you can go with it, but you can't like go word for word. At least I can't. I bet every nigga from Atlanta can though. Promise you that. Every nigga from Atlanta know that word for word. The other ones he had was Eminem's second verse on Infinite. Yep. Tupac's I Got My Mind Made Up verse. I really wasn't even. Were you on that Tupac verse?
Nah, hell no. Nah, I slept on that. And there's 20 other ones I would have chose over that with all due respect. But like Changes, number 1, and if I had to go pop, Death Around the Corner too. I think that second verse is my favorite.
That Changes is fire.
That Changes, nigga.
And that ain't even just one of those songs either where you like just expecting the bars like that, but nigga, that's one of those everybody in the room gonna know the song. Like, when they come on, everybody gonna know that motherfucker.
And real quick too, speaking of Pac, I know we had a W the other day about his Sirius channel. Mm-hmm. That was only for the month of June. It's gone now.
And I was forever.
Hot.
Man,
I went looking for it, dude. I was like, what the fuck is it? They were playing Neil Diamond.
Right, that was that. Now that would have been a good idea.
That's what I'm saying. Hot. So my bad. False advertisement on the W, y'all. It's gone. If you missed it, it's a wrap.
Hot about that. I was gonna check that out at some point. It was a road trip channel on Sirius. Easy. What do we got next?
Man, next up, man, we're taking it to the bookstore, guys. Foxy Brown, the Il Nana. She has a new tell-all memoir coming later this year in December. It is co-written by Kim Osorio. If that name sounds familiar, that's the first female editor-in-chief at The Source, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, The Source. She quotes it as the most controversial book to come out in hip-hop. That's what she said. Are you in or out on the Foxy Brown memoir?
I'm in on the Foxy Brown memoir, and here's why. Not because I feel like it's going to be the most controversial book in hip-hop. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. But if you think about this, there's only going to be a few of these. There's only going to be a Little Kim that you care about anyway. Right. There's going to be a Little Kim book. There's going to be a Nicki Minaj book. There's going to be a Cardi B book. And that's probably where it's going to stop. Yeah. As far as female MCs giving you a perspective on their like progression through the game and everything that they went through as women and being highly successful. And I'm talking about the masses pick up. Some others may come out in cliche. Niche fans may pick up on it and do it. But I think that this is, like I said, one of the 4 of these books that are going to come out. And as a hip hop head, man, I got to check it out. She was the first lady like doing it, and at such a young age, I'm really interested to know how she was treated, like how motherfuckers was getting at her.
Yeah, it's gonna be that's gonna be very interesting. And somewhere Jay-Z is breaking a slight sweat, just the slightest of sweats, dude.
The same thing he did with Dame. I cut that off, shout him like, ain't he gonna send her a nice check where that book never happened. I'm gonna send you more than you gonna ever make on that book. Hey. I'm just going to send you the check for what you would have made.
Jay is somewhere. He's because you had to realize Foxy was young, dude. She was 17, maybe 16. When she did the joint with him, she was 17. She was underage. So it's like 16, bro, right? Yeah, 16, 17, like, bro, like, listen.
So that poses a good question. What's the statute of limitations? Like, is it nothing for that problems? Is it going to be problems in the Carter household? Like, it's like if you walk in and you hold and Beyonce curled up on the couch with a glass of wine, reading that new Foxy, are you like,
I mean, she's not getting her hands on that at all. Nah. Hell nah, nigga. Nah. My doorman intercepting that little UPS pack. Nah, fam.
It's a down-ass Beyonce assistant. She getting that book.
Man,
Beyonce got more stands than Hov, dude.
That's
like,
true.
Beyonce got the power out here in these streets. If she want that book, she gonna get that book.
I'm keeping that far away from her, but I'm not. That ain't even who I'm worried about. He need to be worried about the court of public opinion if something is in there about him messing with her when she was young.
Because it's bulletproof. Oh well, that is
what?
Though. Yeah, you right. I said that too quick. You're absolutely right. Like Jay-Z can do a lot of stuff, but saying he messed with Foxy Brown at 16 is gonna be. That'll be nuts.
Now, I will say this though. I am interested in seeing what it's talking about though. She dealt with him professionally. Dealt with Jay, Dr. Dre with the Firm. She did time. She got locked up after she blew up. You know what I'm saying? Like
the shootout with her with like that happened in front of the radio station and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like no, that was Kim. That was Lil Kim. But Foxy got into an altercation with somebody, got locked up, had to do like solitary confinement, like it's just some wild shit, bro. So it's like, okay,
she went deaf.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That the shit with her hearing, like all of that should be pretty interesting. So I definitely I'll check for it, man. But when you throw out there, it's the most controversial book to come out in hip, like that's making me seem like you trying to get like the tea and shit. Like I don't really care about all that. Like
she putting the gas on that. Yeah, it ain't gonna. And we're just jiving around. It ain't gonna be no Jay-Z section. If it is, it's gonna be real carefully written as to how he's portrayed. Ain't none of that. They may allude to something. and leave you to wonder, but it ain't gonna be nothing that's gonna hurt it.
Yeah,
I don't
and
think.
I think Kim Osorio fuck with Hove. If I'm not, I think she was involved in that Decoded, if I'm not mistaken. So, or she was involved with Jay on
Mm.
something, man, either the book or like a documentary series or something. But so I don't think she'd do him like it.
Mm.
Hope not.
All right. Next, your man Wack 100 is back in the news. He came out on his IG and he said Sha'Carri Richardson, the sprinter for the U.S., should take the first plane smoking back to the dispensary. And she let the culture down by being disqualified from the Olympics for smoking marijuana and testing positive. My question to you, do you agree with Wack 100 about her letting the culture down?
Shout out to Wack
Does he have a
again.
point?
Yeah, this is the sprinter. We all know this is the blunt heard around the world, literally. Like, did she done got, and the news
And
has
that's
come out.
fair.
It's the
It didn't
blunts,
have to be a blunt, but
whatever
go ahead.
hey, whatever you got, whatever y'all are smoking nowadays. I don't know, is a joint. What are people doing back to joints do like we at Woodstock. I don't know what's going on, but
There's a lot of
she's
ways you can get weed nowadays.
man, edible with some brownies. She had a brownie. Okay, the point is though, Wack is very opinionated. He's very outspoken. Of course, if y'all know who Wack 100 is, that's Games manager. He also manages Blueface. He's tied in with Cash Money and several other companies and stuff. Okay, cool. Um, Letting the culture down was a stretch, to say the least, because she's been known for about 5 minutes, bro. So there are other people out here that have been doing more longer and have been in the public eye longer that would do something crazy and would let the culture down. Kanye let the culture down a few times in the last couple of years. That's when you put that title on somebody like that. She's still new to it, relatively new to it in terms of the public. So I wouldn't go that far. And then plus, like, bro, I feel like Wack is he's more in the news for the stuff that he says than the products that he's putting out with this music. Because nobody talks about Blueface music anymore. And the Game said he retired. He may or may not have retired. I don't know. But there's Wack is a music exec, bro, and he has no music. So it's like at when that happens, bro, it's kind of like Birdman. You kind of just like fall out, man. You're not really paying attention and holding. You're not really putting any weight on what they're saying. And this is something else I look at it. But he went too hard, though, in my opinion.
Definitely went too hard. And that's the point you say. There's no product, so I got to create interest.
Exactly.
I got to sit here on Instagram as a grown-ass man and criticize this little girl for mistakes she made. And when I say let the culture down, if you Google Wack 100, the first thing you see is that nigga at his big age fighting in the parking lot with two white dudes. Granted, he knocked them out, but you out here grown man fighting, going on, carrying on, as people would call it. And you talk about she letting the culture down. She made a mistake, man. And the rules are rules shit is an interesting point to take when he's a well-known gangbanger. It's like gangbangers get off on breaking rules. That's your profession. Yeah. Like, that's what you do is break rules. So I just think it's unfortunate that Wack feels like this is the way for him to make waves. Because this is all he's doing. Like, he just trying to get, like we have it as a topic on the podcast, get stuff going up under his post. That way he can go to companies and say, hey, well, I don't have music, but I'm interested. Maybe you get the Wack 100 show or the Wack 100 podcast for the people that are interested in that. And I think that's what he's going for, trying to be a personality. Everybody's so opinionated nowadays because they want to do this. They want to have a podcast. They want to have a TV show. They want their IG lives to be popping. And it's unfortunate that Sha'Carri got caught in the crossfire of him just trying to be famous, I would say. That's whack.
Yeah, no pun intended. Would you listen to a Wack 100 podcast?
That's one of those is going to be dependent on the guest, man, because I tell you, there is some very interesting conversations about gangbanging, man. And I don't know, murder, kill shit, but just on some shit I didn't know. In the group chat, which is why I put this question, because you said this was interesting, but in the group chat, I posted a podcast about Gangster Chronicles, and they did a mashup podcast with Glasses 100 and his No Ceilings podcast. Man, they were talking about the LA gang culture. They had like an old gang banger in there from like day one. And then he would talk like it was another generation of nigga that was right before Glasses. Man, that shit was interesting as fuck.
I can see that.
Like they give you some insight on like the shit that happened on Snowfall, the gay shit.
Yeah.
Like the insight to the California mindset with that, and like why didn't the gangbang niggas be doing that? Like it was really good. I was entertained for the whole good hour and a half it lasted, bro. That shit was fire. But to answer your question, it depends on who the guest would be. Like I'm not trying to see him debate hip hop like we doing. I'm not trying to see him go over no weekly topics. If he giving a deep dive in the culture and like what he's familiar with gang and shit, and making that shit where you can learn something and take something from it, I'm with that. I wouldn't tune in every week of them because I don't really just fuck with his personality. But if it's something interesting in that nature, yeah, I'm fucking with it. But I ain't doing no current events with Wack 100.
Nah. We don't need the nightly news with Wack 100. We don't need that. We don't need that at all. I listen to if it was a fly on the wall barbershop talk, you know what I'm saying? He can hold that, and it had to be short. You know what I'm saying? It can't. I don't need Drink Champs length's worth of Wack 100. I think if it was short and to the point, he was just kind of chopping it up, kind of like how Cam Newton do when he in the smoke shop. You know what I'm talking about?
I did not know Cam Newton had a podcast.
Well, now he's got a show on BET when he in like in a smoke shop.
Really? Oh, his club down here.
Yeah.
Restaurant.
Something like that'll be dope.
Okay. You hate long podcasts though.
Slick.
There's no long podcast that you like.
Nah, not at all.
Funny.
We're moving around in these streets, man. I can't be tied down for 3 hours watching Nori get drunk. I'm good.
Not Nori, but I'm different. 3 hour with Joe Rogan, nigga, sign me up.
Nah.
Here for it. I'm running it. All week playing that baseball.
No, sir. Hey, man, believe it or not, we have made it to July. Nigga, we made it.
Sheesh.
We are a little bit over halfway through 2021. We've got 6 more months left in the year. I know you've been seeing those tweets and those IGs. We got 6 more months left, guys. What are you going to do? You going to start that business?
The goals are there. If you haven't achieved them, this is the second half to go out and get it. Hustle and grind for it. Wake up every morning and attack the day.
Come on, guys. 6 more months left. Nah, but do your thing, though, for real. Wake up, do your thing. But 6 more months left, so we want to have a little bit of like a report card revisiting the first half of the year and have some predictions, some expectations for the latter half. First things first, though, let's talk about what impressed you in these first 6 months, man. Best albums, where you at with those?
I think recency bias is definitely going to play a toll in my first thing that I bring up, and that's the Call Me If You Get Lost album. Amazing. Tyler had done his damn thing. I wasn't as big a fan on Igor as everyone else. I get it, though. It was a good, I just wasn't as big a fan. But this right here is undeniable. Like, you can't listen to this and say, oh, it was okay. Like, you got to take your head out of your ass. If you listen to this and you just try to shrug it off, oh, I don't fuck with Tyler. Like, it's above all of that. This shit is really good fucking music put together fantastically. Can't say enough about how well that album is done and how impressed I am by that. So that was one of the bigger takeaways. Surprise for me. I'm not a big Tyler fan. So that was really big takeaway for me on the first half. My guy, 42 Doug, man. For My Dogs. Not the same thing as the Tyler album, but in the same vein, one of my favorite albums of the year so far. I love 42 Doug. I love his energy, all his features. He's one of my favorite artists right now. I should have picked him over ESTG for my like breakout artist of the year. So 42 Doug, Tyler the Creator, and my guy that made the orange print, Larry June.
I fuck with that.
Really impressed by the orange print, man. I fucked with that heavy. So those are my biggest 3 takeaways as far as my favorite, just what I've been listening to and listen. When I turned it on, I was like, okay, I'm fucking with that. What'd you have?
I definitely have Tyler on my list too. I'm still kind of letting that marinate. I'm fucking with it heavy. We talked about that last week. It's a win. He got another number one album under his belt, and I know he kind of sent a little bit of shot at Khaled, who hated on him last time when they came out at the same time. Try to call him like weirdo music, because he tried to call it some, ain't nobody listened to it. Yeah. Khaled played itself.
He was saying, Khaled was like, I don't hear it in the cars. I don't hear it in the barbershop. I don't hear it nowhere. Where is it being played?
Yeah.
It's number one again, nigga.
Yeah. That he looked crazy when he said that. And then of course I gotta go Cole off season. That album was stupid. It'll be in the conversation of album of the year without question. And then lastly, I gotta take one of the Griselda projects, man. That Conway La Machina. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but that shit was bananas. And shout out to them because I could also go, Benny, the Plugs I Met too, which was dope as well. But that Conway project was complete flames. A lot of people forgot about that. It came out at the beginning of the year around February, March, when it was still kind of quiet. But man, double back on that if you haven't ran it in a minute. It's complete flames, and boys putting out fire ass material right there. Like they not missing through this gap, man. So keep that shit up. Those are my three so far. Been a little low key quiet year though, on the low.
For the most part, we really expected after that J. Cole album. I know we had conversations about how the big dogs was gonna roll out in the big three and things of that nature. And we had those conversations, and I was thinking after Cole, I thought it would be a much more immediate rollout from other people, but it's marinated. Like you said, it's been quiet. You haven't seen big dogs really just attack it like you thought you would have after Cole.
Yeah. What verses are you fucking with so far? But I still think it will take off though. It's summertime. It's hot outside. You see tours and shit, which we'll talk about in a second. I think it will take off. Like any second. I think the domino gonna be Drake though. It just ain't gonna be Cole.
Well, you think he about to come out in July?
No, I think when he does that, that's when we'll start to see a bunch more people come out with the big names.
I agree. Well, he's gonna. I can see that. I definitely.
And not to say it's because of him. I'm just saying it's the summertime. Everything is open now. Like mask mandates is pretty much gone. So like it's just about the timing, and I think that's what he's waiting on. And then he's just going to time it right, and then everybody else is going to follow suit. I think there's already plans for that. I think I seen he changed his IG thing too. Says certified now, so that means it's queued up.
What does that mean? What does certified mean?
Certified lover boy.
Certified lover boy. Yeah. From Champagne Poppy to certified lover boy.
No. It's he cleared out his the information in his bio and it just says certified now. Oh yeah.
Hilarious. Your promo is hilarious. Shout out to Drake marketing team. My verses, everything on 42 Doug's Free My Dogs album. All the verses, everything on there is what I want to go with, man. Like it's just his music is what you're looking for, in my opinion, like for the young niggas and whatnot, just still crossing over to the generation of people our age too. Like I fucked with that whole album. So I'm gonna give you every 42 Doug verse for my favorite verses of the year.
Ain't no way.
I promise you.
I'm gonna go. I've got two. Back to that Conway album. Benny's verse on SE Gang is ridiculous. He even had the Ben Simmons, your J is broke like Ben, whatever the fuck he said. And that he predicted that to come true because matter of fact, now I think about it, that may be why Ben Simmons was tripping, because he heard that verse, dude, and it hit him. His girl was playing it. Something happened.
It got in his head.
It got in his head. He had the yips ever since. We can all blame Benny for that. And then secondly, I'm gonna go Drake on Seeing Green. That was one of Wayne's best verses in a long time, but I thought Drake's verse was ridiculous though. So I'm gonna go Drake on Seeing Green. That was a fire ass verse.
Lloyd Banks too. Lloyd Banks had some fire ass verses on that mixtape, man. Did you listen to that?
No, but shout out to Big Jeff. He said it was banging. It's one of his favorites of this year, and I refuse to believe it. That's all.
Banging is nuts, but Lloyd Banks is rapping his ass off on it. Big Jeff like to give you the Jim Jones and Lloyd Banks picks in 2021, like being like, come on, Big Jeff.
Oh shit! I was gonna say stick to sports, but I know he knows his rap shit too. I ain't gonna do him any kind of way.
Nah, you ain't gonna play him. That's my guy. What else you got? I'm gonna tell you some of the bigger surprise for me. Playing off, we used to do those Freestyle Fridays, man. I keep saying 42 Doug, but my guy, Babyface Ray Vezo, like the Detroit rap scene, man. You spoke about T Grizzly's album. I went to go listen to that. Payroll had an album that came out that was banging. I always got like Detroit is maybe the hardest scene and the most like Atlanta is what Atlanta used to be as far as the people that you see coming out of there. Detroit and Memphis, I think, are those next hotbeds where it's distinctive. You know, the people are from there. They got their different slang. They got a different kind of way they dress and carry themselves. Detroit and Memphis have very much been impressive to me as far as the artists that have came out of there and where they've ascended to in hip hop. Because you usually don't get people from there that are stars. And like you looking at stars now, like you talk about. And then I'm say stars. I ain't speaking of Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I'm talking about Moneybagg, Yo, 42 Doug. Like all of those guys have made a name for themselves in those markets, and I think that's very impressive. Any market, anything like that jump out to you?
Yeah, it's Memphis.
Expecting?
Well, okay, I ain't gonna say that I wasn't expecting, but this year has been Memphis. You know what I'm saying? So far, even if you want to go with, you know, NLE Chopper, he's still making waves. He's switching up his style. Like, he's still popular with the young folks. And, of course, Moneybagg Yo has taken his career to the next level. Obviously, Pooh Shiesty. And a sleeper, which I was going to get to. Well, actually, we'll talk about sleepers that we expect coming up. But a sleeper album this year was that Dolphin and Key Glock. That Dumb and Dumber 2 is banging. And I can't believe I'm saying that.
No way.
Man, that mug banging.
I don't believe that.
Man, shout out to Bandplay. He produced that whole joint. That shit is tough. That's great Stone Mountain music. If you need something to get you up Stone Mountain, that's what you need to listen to. I can't even front. Like, it's banging. And I, again, can't believe. I don't even know what made me listen to it.
I'm going to listen to that when I work out, man. That's funny.
Banging.
Did you have something for Slept On? You said we were going to get to that. Let's go right into it.
Well, no, that was for, I was going to speak on expectations, kind of what we're going to look for in the second half, what people are sleeping on. But I did want to say, and you mentioned Payroll, he was one of my letdowns this year so far, because that album with him and Cardo, Another Day, Another Dollar, that wasn't nothing, bro. Like, it wasn't
you
nothing.
Like that?
Nah, it wasn't it. And Payroll, my guy. And I fuck with him and Cardo when they get together, but that shit wasn't nothing. It's getting stale. He got to switch it up. It wasn't it. It just wasn't it, and that's okay.
What like about it?
It just sounded stale to me, man. It sounded like they done that 3 or 4 times before, man. Like, it didn't sound new. It didn't sound new. It didn't sound fresh.
That didn't sound like music. I give you that.
Yeah,
I give you that 100%. My letdown was. Go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, and then my young boy out of New York, my young boy, Lil TJ, his shit came out, it was some slaw. And I actually had high hopes for him. He was the young auto-tune dude that I did fuck with. and his album wasn't hitting on none. He hit Billboard with the little joint he got with 6 Black. But other than that, though, it was some mid. And I was like, damn, young nigga, you let me down. So they were my 2 letdowns.
Mine is my pick of I picked him to break out. I thought he would have a lot more traction by now. And he was ESTG when we did the mashup. I thought he'd be a lot further along. He's still doing his thing. It's just not as big as I thought he'd be. That's my first one. And my second one, did I have a second letdown? I don't think the City Girls have taken advantage like I thought they would either. I picked them to be very big in the first half. The Torculator came out, has done his thing, but I think the opportunity is there. Meg has kind of said she was taking a break. Cardi's still crafting what she's doing. That lane is wide open for them to go do their thing, make number ones, and get to the bag, as they would say. So I definitely think that the City Girls have, I ain't gonna say fumbled the opportunity, but they behind in the race, because I feel like they should have been killing it the first 6 months of the year.
Did not have a Torculator reference being mentioned on this show. Didn't see that one coming.
Torculator.
Oh my God. Now fast forward to what? Oh yeah, I seen.
Wait. Since we talking about City Girls, did you see him break dance?
I did. That was impressive though.
I couldn't believe that was him. I thought that was a body though. I was like, no way, Lil Uzi know how to break dance. That's nuts.
And he was in all white though.
Break dancing at the Puff party. I seen a chick tweet. She was like, girl, if my nigga start break dancing in the club, he's leaving single. It was funny.
Uzi gonna be in some hot water too.
St. John situation.
Yeah, him getting into with St. John and over his ex, apparently, allegedly, and they saying some there's some accusations about him and her that it might get ugly. It's got potential to get ugly, but we don't know yet.
Have you seen St. John? Did you go see him in person that time?
I didn't. We were supposed to. Shout out to M Extra. We were supposed to. We didn't go.
Is he a little guy?
Nah.
How do you have a kerfuffle with Little Uzi?
Cause you can't go too. But Lil Uzi built like a kid, so you can't go too hard on him, or you gonna look wild.
You can thump that nigga in the forehead where that diamond used to be at. That's gonna put him down. I promise you. He gonna be in the hospital. You thump him right there where that diamond used to be at. Little nigga, you better cool out.
They said Uzi had the strap on him though. Allegedly.
That's nuts. They said it fell out through the whole altercation, man. You guys go check up, do your Googles on that. But I wouldn't expect Lil Uzi to be riding around strapped either, man. Maybe we don't know about Lil Uzi. That's why I add, like, if I'm St. John, man, if I'm not, the only way I'm having the kerfuffle with that nigga if we the same size. I could see if it was like a nigga like Roddy Rich, like niggas in the same weight class. But if I'm bigger than him, come on, bro, stop playing with me, man. Get your little ass out of here. You be in the hospital for real, nigga. Like, nah.
Oh shit. But fast forward, man, for this second half of the year, what can we expect? We're gonna talk big releases, tours, who we're sleeping on, and some predictions. So who's the big release? I know a couple, but that are low-hanging fruit. There's obviously the shadow of Drake and Kendrick. Was there any other big releases, though, that you were looking forward to or expecting in this second half?
To keep the female empowerment going, I'm checking out Filato, man. I want to know what her next project is going to sound like. I know she came out with some this year, but I think she's going to finish out the year strong with another project. I'm going to be checking for that. She can rap. She's rapping her ass off, so I definitely want to check for that. Kendrick Lamar, like you said, I'm back in the Hope bandwagon. I'm back on that narcotic of thinking that they're going to drop out of nowhere and give us a brand new Kendrick Lamar album. I heard an interesting thing, too, this weekend about that Kendrick Lamar. Music has changed so much as far as how we listen to it. People drop so consistently, even with Drake, his big star, but you still get verses all the time. We haven't had that for Kendrick Lamar, so our ears going to have to do some adjusting to his new style. Because one of the doper things about the generation that we grew up in, like you would hear an album and that's it for a year and a half, 2 years. Like wasn't no new shit, my nigga. Wasn't no go to the internet. You may have a freestyle every now and then, but once someone put an album out, it was out. You had that to listen to. Kendrick Lamar has done that, and that ain't how music is consumed nowadays. So I wonder how that's going to affect the new album when he come out, because we were hearing those whispers about rock and roll style. We were hearing all those kind of whispers. We're going to have to even digest how he's rapping now, because that nigga ain't, it's been what, 4 years?
Yeah, it's been a minute,
Yeah,
and that rock and roll sound, they might have scrapped that because a lot has happened since those rumors.
Right, and then like we're talking about ain't a lot of features or anything. Like it's just not a lot of music out there, and that's not normal for this new generation of music. So I wonder how it's going to be consumed. That's one of the bigger things for me.
Yeah, when that Kendrick comes out, it's probably going to take a minute for our ears to warm up to it, though. Like, that's probably, you can expect some, man, this shit trash, man, what the, watch. I think it's going to be very polarizing.
Agree. So, but I hope and pray that it comes out and we finally get that and we ain't got to keep wondering what's going on. That's the biggest two for me. I think that we get to Drake, of course, like you said, but it's the big people. There are no, like all the people who I feel like, hey, I wonder how he's going to attack 2021. Like I've heard them all. Like I heard the Larry Jones already. I heard the ESTG. I heard the 42 Doug. Those people have already released for me. So now I'm hoping it's someone that I'm not expecting at all. I don't even got their name in my head, not on my tongue. Just boom, you hit me with this. And I'm like, oh shit, like the Tyler, the Creator. So I'm hoping for another 2 or 3 of those for the rest of the year.
I know Travis Scott is probably queuing up some shit right now. That Utopia is supposed to be on the way. Interested to see how you follow up Astro World. That should be very interesting. But what I'm really interested in is see if my boy. Well, yeah, I'm really trying to see if my boy can go for the 3-peat. Freddie Gibbs. 2019 he gave you Bandana. 2020 he gave you Alfredo. The new joint, which he hasn't gave the name, he just gave the acronym SSS. That's all he has said. He has said Hit Boy is on there, Madlib, Mike Will, and Pharrell. I am very interested to hear what it's going to sound like. If he can give me the triple, the three-peat, can he do it again? Can he get album of the year 3 years in a row? I got to see it. Let's go, Gibbs. I got faith in you. Very interested to see what he's talking about.
That ain't been your album of the year 3 years in a row.
It's been everybody's album of the year. 2 years in a row.
It was 2 years in a row. That Benny was way better. Well, not way better, but that Benny and that Royce was better than that Gibbs.
That's nuts. And I'm interested to see what my boy Ye does. Does he go back to his old ways and give us, that Donda, or does he scrap that and give us some different shit? I'm interested to see where he is musically too.
Have you heard anything? Have you there been any rumors? Has he been working on anything? I don't follow it at all. Like, what's out there about it?
His manager said he's working on some shit, but who knows what that means? Nigga, rappers are always working on shit. Like, they're always in the studio. That doesn't mean we're gonna hear the shit though.
I am curious this time though. Like, there's a major life event. Getting divorced, it never happened to me, but I'm assuming that that's like life changing. Yep. I'm interested to see what it is. I can't front and be like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. I definitely wouldn't do that. So the Kanye West too. I'm wondering. I got to wrote in my notes here, like, what's his future? But I do want to hear that. Polo G. We need to mention him as well. I got that wrote down in my notes. He had a great first half. Polo G has ascended his well. He's shined his star a lot brighter. And another letdown that I had wrote down here was Dreezy, man. Like, where our girl at?
I agree.
Where's Dreezy at? Like, I heard nothing about her except for fighting in Jamaica with what's his name? Jacquees. They jumped the weed dude. That's all I've heard about Dreezy. So I'm wondering where she was at on the letdowns. But yeah, I want to hear some Kanye. I definitely want to hear some Kanye, especially after this happened.
Talked about being outside. What tour are you pulling up to?
Great question. Currency. Like the Currency tours are Vibe 420 friendly for everybody. And his music lately has been fire. Yeah. Like we were talking about the release cycles. He's probably one of the more frequent releases, and that's helped him. Like, you get more, because Currency got an unorthodox flow. Yeah. So you get more used to his flow and stuff, and then like you get in the zone with him, you can run 2 or 3 albums. So I would love to go to concert, see how his Jet Life fans and how they react. 42 Doug's another one.
You're not going to no 42 Doug show. Stop.
Let me finish.
No,
I'm definitely not going to be on the floor. I can be out. If I can get stage passes, I'll do that in his media, or I need to be way up in the top. I even take nosebleeds because I don't need to really see 42 Doug. He's like 3 feet tall. Like, I know what that's about. They can see him on the big screen. But I would like to hear him. Like, I feel like that he makes stadium music, and here go one that's really gonna surprise you as well. Moneybagg Yo. Like, him and Moneybagg Yo, they make good ass concert music. Like, if I were in the building while this was being played on the big dog speakers and they up there blinging, and you could see what that vibe would be set like. So those are the 3 for me that I picked as far as just being at a concert. Now, keep in mind, I'm not going to be on the floor at the 42 Doug or the Moneybagg Yo concert at all, but I would like to be in the building 100%. Yeah. What you got?
I'm looking at that J. Cole off season. I'm thinking about it. I'm pondering. It's I've been staring at it. I'm debating. Also, I kind of want to go to the Benny show, but then I already know it's going to be a sausage fest. And I don't know if I feel like being in the middle of all that. I just don't know if I feel like being like that. A whole lot of Timbs. Whole lot of, you know what I'm saying, state property jeans.
Nuts.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be in the middle of that, but I will say what I am looking forward to, and what was heating up, and then the pandemic hit, which was anniversary shows. So like No Limit's anniversary show was supposed to happen, and I had tickets and they got canceled because of the pandemic. So I'm hoping that gets kicked back up, and just different anniversary shows, whether it's an album or a label or a group or whatever. I'm here for stuff like that, man. So that. I'm hoping that more people announce those in the coming months, because I'll be looking forward to that.
Need an Urban Legend anniversary show ASAP, nigga.
That'll be dope. That'll be dope as fuck.
Fire.
Yeah.
The Griselda concert. When is it in Atlanta?
I think September.
Is it in the summertime?
I think September.
Still gonna be hot. I just feel like it's gonna be hot in there.
Yeah.
Like it's just, let's just assume like a venue, it's just gonna be hot. Nigga, you gotta like nigga, it's hot in here, nigga. Like I ain't got no air. Bro.
And nigga trying to make it like the tunnel and shit, man.
Yeah,
Nigga,
like
turn
nigga,
the air on, nigga.
the goddamn. It just seemed like it's gonna be hot at that concert, dude.
Yeah, I might fuck with it though, just for the hell of it. Somebody gotta gas me to go though.
Yeah, we might have to. How much are the tickets? Have you looked? Are they reasonable?
I ain't look.
Uh,
It can't
yeah,
be that much though, man. Don't start that shit. Hey, listen, y'all. I know we getting out the pandemic.
Nigga.
Niggas is trying to get back. Don't start that shit though. Like, don't tax me $100 for the Benny show.
You know? Did you look at the fight tickets that were down here the other day? Like your boy that was down here fighting. Nuts, nuts, nigga. Could have bought a house in that motherfucker, dude. Fight tickets was nuts.
I'm not looking forward to that, but any sleeper projects that you're looking forward to, or sleeper artist?
I want some more from Larry June, man. Like that's the like I said, the big artists are what I'm focusing on for the second half. I really want to hear from Kendrick Lamar and Drake and Kanye. Like I know that's cliche to say, but I want to hear that. I think we missed out on that for a year. I'm anxious to see how people address the pandemic. Life changed for a lot of people. So that's big for me. The sleepers, like I said, I want to be surprised by it. I want to be surprised by it, just like I was surprised by that Tyler. Like I announced it 1 week, next week I hit y'all over the head with possibly the best album of the year. Like I want that type of confidence and surprise from artists. And as a fan, I think that that's the type of year that you get after a pandemic. I feel like people were sitting on their creative vibes for a while. They wasn't able to get it out. Now you're able to get it out and you're able to tour with it, make money off of it like you were used to. I hope this sets up a golden era again for hip hop.
I think a sleeper might drop this week. That Vince Staples comes out this week. That might be one.
I'm way bigger Vince personality than I am music. The last album was good though. Yeah. So you think it'll be album of the year surprise you like Tyler type of album?
He's got that potential.
He does. Because he tapped in. When you have people like him, that's what's so dope about Tyler. Some of Tyler bars are nuts. Yeah. Literally both ways. But it's just like you could tell he tapped in with what's going on. Like he giving you some good feedback as how he looks at life as a rapper. And it's always entertaining. And you're right, Vince got the same potential. Yeah. This guy's 1,000,000% the same potential.
I think my sleepers, though, I'm interested to hear what this T.I. sound like. If this is really his last album, To Kill the King, I think he's going to put a lot of effort. He's angry right now. He's feeling some type of way. He's being accused of things that he's saying he didn't do. I'm going to see what angry T.I., what type of music he puts out. How has that motivated him for his last swan song project? Could it be like a Black album? Could he go out like that? Like, I'm really interested to see what that sound like. And then another album with King in the title, Pusha T. Where that King Push at? Like, I'm looking forward to that. First he was working with Kanye, then he was working with Pharrell. Like, it's time, Pusha T. Like, your newlywed phase, and I get it. Congrats and all of that. But, like, dude, like, go ahead and drop this Pharrell and Kanye super mix album, dude. Like, quit bullshitting and drop that King Push. We've been waiting hellas for that.
It's time. You're absolutely right. It's time for that King Push. I'm waiting on that. T.I. biggest hater. I'm not understanding why you are waiting on his album to drop. You're a big T.I. hater.
I like that Libra.
Oh, yeah. You did?
I like that Libra. Yeah, for sure.
Interesting. I don't think that T.I. is going to be able to give us a Black album until he's not. Like, even on that Libra, he got commercial songs.
That's true.
He had a point in his career where you ain't got to do that, bro. Give us 11, 12 solid ones about being the king and your exit out of this game and your impact, and we good. Real good. So bring the soul sample back. Like, just do some different shit, just like an old head king boss shit. T.I. do got the potential to do that. I'm a fan. Someone like it anyway. Like you said, I love T.I. From day one. But yeah, that's it. Like, you hit the head. Jim Jones, he always produces. Has he gave us the album of the year candidate consistently again already this year, or are we still waiting on it? Like, has Jim Jones dropped?
Yeah, Jim Jones dropped
with Harry Fraud, but doesn't he got another one coming?
I don't know if he got another one coming. I know he did that one with Harry Fraud, but it's cool. I like it. It just ain't all that. It ain't all that.
Yeah, typical Jim Jones.
I do have a prediction though.
That's the summer. What's that?
I do have a prediction. I don't think the album of the year has come out yet. I think that's
That ain't a
yet to
bold
drop.
prediction, man. That ain't a bold prediction, my nigga. Like you
What?
compete
Niggas was saying that J. Cole was, they stamping that J. Cole at number one.
you if you take the field versus J. Cole
And Tyler.
and Tyler,
I'll give you the
I
field.
like your chance. I like your chances.
As
Because you got
should.
Drake, you got Kanye.
But we've never had
got
Drake. Neither one of us
Roddy
has had Drake as our number one album of the year though. We've never done that.
All the more reason that it may be this time. Because you listen to our Patreon and the views review, that's 4.5 reels for me.
That's true.
Like that grew on me as far as it probably would have been my album of the year for that year if I went back and did it. But yeah, you're right. No one's ever picked Drake for album of the year on this podcast, but I think he has the potential to do that. He in his bag right now.
That's true.
Like he ain't never been this Drake either.
Whoa.
Like that last Scorpion, he was Scorpion, he was Drake, but now he like Drake. Like he didn't have the embassy and shit when Scorpion came out. Like nigga was getting the embassy built. He ain't know what it felt like to sleep in the big bad motherfucker with 26 rooms and 42 bathrooms, nigga. He ain't know what that felt like. Yeah, now he know what that feel like. He might give you a 6 reel album, dude. To be honest with you. That nigga in his bag right now.
Oh shit. I'm looking forward to it, man. Y'all let us know what big predictions do y'all have, what expectations, what albums are you looking forward to? I tell you what, do not Wikipedia upcoming 2021 albums in hip hop because the albums that they have in there listed are fucking bananas, dude. I was like, man, who put this list together, dude? Nice. They had Jay-Z Blueprint 4. Like, what? Like, what? They had Detox. That's not coming out,
That's
dude.
Never that Blueprint. Let me tell you when that Blueprint 4 is coming out. That's even less likely than that Detox thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, did you see your boy before we move on to the wins and losses? Did you see your boy from Jacksonville came out with the number 1 album?
Who no?
The niggas that was in that beef shit? Yeah, number 1 album. Number 1 hip hop rap Billboard album.
I don't believe that.
At least I saw it on IG. I followed somebody that followed his A&R and they reposted and they were congratulating the niggas for having the number 1 album. I was shocked by that. I did not know that was the number 1 album.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe that? You don't think that he could have got the number 1 album off all that shit?
No.
Really? Well, he definitely just dropped. What's the nigga? You know what's his name?
Which one though? It was several of them on the song.
The ugly black nigga with the one that they talking to. Not the niggas that made the song in the golf cart, but the nigga that they talking to.
Oh, Fulio?
Fulio. Yeah, he had the number 1 album.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe that.
Based off beef. Still selling. Still selling. I can name another Fulio song. Let's get to some wins and some losses, man. That was the OndeckTV summer preview/review. Leave your comments, man. Engage with us on social media sites. Let us know what you think, what you waiting on. Give us your predictions. What surprised you? Give us all your feedback on the summer. First W and L. First, we're going to Kodak Black, man. Regardless of how you feel about the young Haitian God, he's been putting in work. After his pardon for Donald Trump, he was out here in the hood giving out air conditioning units through this national heat wave. How you feel about Kodak right now?
Yeah, that was real. Gave out over 100 air conditioning units in his old hood. Definitely respectable. Ironically, because this was all videoed, he wore a crew neck sweater and gloves to pass out the air conditioning units in 300-degree weather. So I thought that was very interesting. So
it was his work suit, nigga. He had to work, putting work in.
This nigga's ill.
Boxes, you grabbing boxes and stuff. You gotta make sure you got a grip. No, you ain't never done no damn work, so you don't know nothing about the gloves.
Why he have a crew neck on, dude? Like what the fuck?
Trying to get a good sweat in, man. Get a good sweat, doing good work, man.
Salute to him though.
Next W, we got to a young East Atlanta rapper named Grip. He was signed to Shady Records, man. Shout out to him. Have you heard of Grip?
Not before this episode right here, but I did go and look up his latest video, which kind of commemorated his signing to Shady Records. It's a very interesting song, but I could tell he could rap. So I went back and listened to his last project, and it is fire. Like,
really?
Hey, This nigga is nice. So salute to who. And if you go look at his videos, he really don't have a lot of views. Like, he might got 10,000 on this one, maybe 6,000 on this one. He did an interview in LA and had like 3,000 views. So he's not just blowing you out the water with the clicks, but whoever in Eminem or his team found him. I don't know who gets the props, Eminem and his team or Grip and his team for linking with him. Somebody needs props, because I like that, even though it's a numbers game in 2021, that M went for somebody that didn't have a bunch of numbers but had the talent. So triple salute to him. I'm super anxious to see what material he puts out, because that last album is fire.
Do you have a rap comp? Like when you listen to the album, was it somebody?
I would say
sure.
Sci-Hi, Dante Hitchcock, he in that lane.
Shut up.
And Reason. He remind me a lot of Reason too.
Oh, I'm definitely checking that out.
Yeah, he dope. It's called Snub Nose. It's hard. He got some shit on there.
And the last L goes to the promoter that booked the Alabama rapper Chica in LA, but didn't play any of her songs. Then when she commented about it on social media, he said, and I quote, "No one came to see you." You literally had her face on the flyer, but no one came to see her, and he paid a bag to get her there. Shout out to Chica, man. She handled it well. She kind of shrugged him off and knew there would be other big shit popping for her. Did you see this?
Yeah, dude was hating. I don't understand why he was doing that. It was a show with Chica and Kehlani, and Chica was hosting it, paid $2,000. He said she didn't even get paid. Like, it was just a wild situation. Then he made that comment public and was like, nobody came to see you anyway. It was like, damn, like he was shady promoter shit, janky promoters looking shit. So that didn't make no sense. That was stupid.
Nuts, man. And before we get out of here, do you have a on-decker of the week in mind?
I do, man. Shout out to everybody who commented on our latest episode with Chad Oubre. Got a lot of great feedback. Got some YouTube comments. We appreciate that. Salute the 404 creators. A couple of other people that commented, they gave good feedback, man. So salute to that. Make sure y'all go check out that episode if you didn't learn about how to make money in this podcast game and the business behind this podcast game, man. Salute to those people who commented.
Shout out to Chad, man. That was really fun. I got a lot of calls as well. People just telling me how much they enjoyed that interview, how much information that they got from it. Yeah, that was dope. That was really dope, man. I look forward to linking up with him some more in the future.
For sure.
What do you put on?
It's put on time. I'm going to go with an album that just came out. Please check out that G Herbo when you get a chance, that 25. This is his best body of work, dude. Like, it's tough. And I'm
sitting in his best space creatively right now.
I would agree with that, because this sounds really good, bro. And like, I'm a Herbo fan. I was a Herbo fan when he was Herb, and then he I thought he started leaning into the rapping off beat a little too much, and then now he's back to his like Herb ways, and like it's really good introspective music. And for him to only be 25 is nuts, bro. It show you how long or how young these kids get into the game, bro, and how they have to grow up quickly based on their environment, and then also just getting in the rap game. And so being a 25-year-old vet, man, is basically what he is, and it shows in this project. So make sure y'all check that out. It's a nice body of work.
25 is definitely 35 in Chicago years.
That's a fact. 100%.
My put on isn't that deep, though. I appreciate the G Herbo. I like G Herbo. I've never been a big rap fan, but I do like his what he stands for and what he carries. He seems to be well respected in Chicago as well. My put on is a fruit again. I'm back in my fruit bag. I got you on the apples, the Pink Lady apples. These are Rainier cherries, PLU number 4258. I didn't even know cherries were good. My girl brought some home from the store. I was shocked. They taste like grapes. Now, they do got the pit in the middle, like the little seed thing.
That's wow.
But I promise you, it's worth it.
What are they called?
It tastes like candy, nigga. That shit was fucking fire. Rainier cherries. They not the little all dark red cherries. They almost look like a peach. They that color. You just got to know the PLU though. 4258. They come in a little bag. Man, that shit's so fucking good, dude. I'll send you a picture of them in a text. But those cherries are fire. They like fucking. It's like a grape and a peach almost mixed. This shit fire.
Man, what kind of mutated shit is it?
Call
Made
me
in
the
a
fruit.
lab ass fruit is this?
All that shit made in the lab anyway.
Yeah, that's
Call
true.
me the fruit man, though. I am the fruit man.
I go to farmer's market, nigga. My shit organic, nigga.
Do you?
Nah, I
love
don't.
going
I
to
just
farmer's
want one. I
market,
want to find one.
There's one out there by you.
Oh,
Yeah, I sent you the info on it, but it's fire. It's one out. Well, not really by you, but it's 15, 20 minutes.
yeah,
Worth it. On a Sunday, you can go in there and rack up all the fruit, nigga.
if it's 20 minutes away in Atlanta, that means it's by you.
Yeah, that's true. Close enough, nigga. I mean, if it ain't 40, I mean, if everything is 40 in Atlanta, that ain't by you. You ain't getting nothing less than a 40-minute drive there on your side of town.
Man, that's a fact. And real quick, bonus put on, make sure these freshman class, we had an episode about the freshman class not too long ago. Make sure y'all check out Tusi's freestyle. His freshman class freestyle was very impressive. Like, I was like, oh, shit, it's almost going to make me check him out. So make sure y'all
All
check
of
out
those came
Tusi.
out, huh?
Almost, not all of them, almost.
You need to make it a quick hit next week and rate them, because I was definitely going to ask you what you thought about them. I'm about halfway through, so we can talk about that next week for sure.
I'm with that, man, guys. Until the next time, make sure you support The Real at youtube.com/OndeckTV, patreon.com/RealVille. Go to iTunes, go to iHeartRadio, whatever you're playing, whatever you're listening on, man. Make sure you leave a comment and a 5-star rating for you guys. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Support The Real. We out.